What's going on, guys? Welcome to Superfriends episode 75. I'm your host, Nick, and I am joined by CJ.
What's up, guys?
Luke.
Howdy, everybody.
And Tim.
How's it going, everyone?
And this is a anniversary special where we're going to talk about some pretty huge news that, kind of cucked our last episode.
And by the time this episode comes out, then this news will be dated too, because we're recording on Monday.
Yeah, they're going to reveal, the whole DC slate, the new slate or something. We'll be like, oh, damn.
They probably will.
Damn it.
We're going to be pissed.
I guess because speaking of that, as of this recording, CinemaCon will already have passed, I think. So I think WB is expected to be there, right? Like, they're going to show Ben Affleck will be there and stuff, so...
they might actually reveal some stuff. We don't know.
True.
Maybe.
So, but how is everyone doing tonight on this anniversary special? Luke, what are you up to?
I'm doing pretty well.
Oh, CJ. Okay.
No, I meant CJ.
Yeah, I said both, yeah.
I'm just passing the cuck around. Let's be real. I'm doing pretty good. That's just all I wanted to say. Luke, how are you? Because I'm actually really interested. I'm invested. See, this is the kind of company that HN is. We're invested in each other's well-being. Luke, how are you? Mentally, physically, spiritually?
I stubbed my toe. So...
Spiritual damage.
Spiritual. Yeah. +5 to spirit.
He took
-5 to
5
spirit.
points of HP from spirit.
Oh, God. I really wish HP was a real thing in real life. But, I'm doing all right. I'm really hectic right now because I'm trying to get stuff in order for a convention I'm going to on Wednesday. But
Cool.
yeah,
What convention is that?
It's not a fun convention. Like a lot of people, I'm sure, are thinking it's like an English convention. It's like people are gonna be presenting like essays and dissertations and stuff.
Just to clarify
Everyone's saying pip pip and wearing monocles.
an
An English convention.
To clarify for our British fans, it's not bad because it's English.
But I'm going to be presenting an essay I wrote, so that's pretty cool.
Nice.
But,
that's pretty cool.
I just don't run into any Geordies like Rob. Okay, is there anything else you want to plug though? But speaking
there
of
actually is this great thing that I've actually just stumbled upon. Have you guys heard of this? It's called Loot Crate. It's this amazing subscription service that sends you this unique box of just goodies, this nerdy, geeky goodies every single month with each item relating to a unique monthly theme. And this month's theme is Investigate. They've got a bunch of cool stuff. I know there's some stuff Batman related in there. I think, Tim, what are the other things involved in there?
I know the 2 other ones are Jessica Jones, X-Files, and I think the 3rd one is, or 4th one technically, Stranger Things.
For some reason, I didn't want to say Jessica Jones. I wanted to say Carmen Sandiego, and that's why I went to you. Because you're correct. It's not Carmen Sandiego. But
I'd like to see Kristen Ritter wearing the Carmen Sandiego thing in the Defenders.
I would like for that to be an in-joke, but they won't do it. They won't do it. They don't want us to win.
Because it's not their in-joke.
But regardless of that, at the next con you see me at, I'll be dressed up like Carmen Sandiego. But regardless of that, you can actually get Loot Crate even cheaper, and I'll tell you how. Just by using our exclusive link, www.trylootcrate.com/hybridnetwork, and the promo code BRIDGE10. That's bridge, like the thing that you drive over or walk over to traverse a body of water without swimming. And the number 10, which is a great number, really cool, starts off the double digits. BRIDGE10, use that promo code at the link, www.trylootcrate.com/hybridnetwork, and you'll get stuff cheaper. 10% off any subscription.
What about the lifetime subscription?
The lifetime subscription does not exist, but I'm pretty sure, if you get 10% off of the annual, then just do the Gmail period glitch. I mean, I'm pretty sure you could just keep milking that forever.
Okay.
As long as we're with Loot Crate.
Damn. All right.
Them sweet exploits. I'm sure Loot Crate loves us saying that.
Loot Crate sues Hybrid. No.
They appreciate that.
Yeah, speaking of suing and stuff, there's been a lot of rumors and stuff about DC Rebirth, and this is kind of going into our first segment for talking about the comics of DC, and the first segment is actually going to be spoilery, so if you guys don't want to know potentially what happens in the upcoming The Button event, just skip ahead, I guess, to the next segment, because this is going to be a very spoiler-heavy discussion. But does anyone have a detailed kind of rundown of what we got here?
I've got it. So we're actually, I mean, by the time this comes out, we'll probably have had a different video about this that some of you may have seen. But Josh actually, because I was just shattered by this news, not emotionally, but mentally. So he actually went through and broke down a lot of what this stuff meant for me.
By the way, for those who are confused, the Button is that new event between Batman and the Flash about investigating the Button he found in the wall in the Batcave in Rebirth.
So if you've been following the DC Rebirth, like not necessarily the comics themselves, but also that, but just the news around the event itself and the rumors, the popular rumor, which I guess might be considered news just considering where it comes from, is that DC Rebirth is essentially going to bring the Watchmen into the mainstream DC universe, and so that's why the Button in question is the comedian's Button. Or actually, if you've read the comic, it's just the editor at that far-right newspaper who spills ketchup on the goddamn Button. But basically it's this huge metaphor for Watchmen coming into the DC universe. You guys get that. But so there were a lot of big mind-blowing spoilers for this event. And just everybody, please, I know we've said it before, just click away now if you don't want to know. But if you actually don't care, which I'm sure a lot of you don't, then let's just dive into it. So the biggest thing right off the bat, and I don't think anybody really saw this coming, although it was hinted at with the promo for Thomas Wayne, kind of in one of the covers for it, is that Flashpoint's origins and events are essentially being completely retconned to fit a new narrative going into DC Rebirth. And what that means is that Flashpoint, brace yourself. Everybody remembers Flashpoint. Barry went back in time to try and stop his mom's death at the hands of Eobard Thawne, and ended up, so he thought, creating this horrible, disastrous future just by stopping his mom's death. Well, it turns out the Flashpoint Earth was never, ever a future Earth. It was never, ever a potential future for Barry's timeline. It's actually a parallel universe that Barry was sent to by Reverse Flash and Zoom when Barry went into the Speed Force to change history, preventing his mom's death. Now, Zoom, throughout, of course, everybody that has seen Flashpoint knows Professor Zoom plays a huge role. Zoom has manipulated Barry in that to basically make him think that he made the Flashpoint universe. That he did this. This is him. Like, he created this future. But basically, so that's where the Flashpoint retooling part ends. So Flashpoint never really happened the way we think it happened. It was always just a parallel Earth. And we'll come back to that later. Reverse Flash, at the same time, went back in time and messed with Wally West's entire past. Now, Jay Garrick, who was teaming up with Wally and the rest of the Speedsters to try and stop Reverse Flash, actually went nuts and tried to kill him. But Dr. Manhattan actually then just sent them to the Flashpoint Earth, which in turn is where Barry and Batman and Jay meet. Now, nobody recognizes Jay, but Thomas Wayne vouches for him. And so this is where Dr. Manhattan makes his first official appearance by killing Professor Zoom. Dr. Manhattan shows up, or just it says Zoom. I'll get into why we think it's Professor Zoom in a little bit. That's going to be the main topic of conversation here.
Why
you think? Luke, we're trying to stay on the same page here, all right? Let's not confuse these people further. They're already confused. So Dr. Manhattan shows up. Zoom is gone, like obliterated. Everybody remembers that thing that Dr. Manhattan does where he like points the finger and they just kind of explode into little fleshy bits. Assumedly that's what happened. Barry, Jay, and Batman are sent back to Earth by Mr. Oz. Mr. Oz, who you might know from Detective Comics fame, of Taking Tim Drake fame. Basically, he's freaking out that Manhattan might be making his move against everybody. Doesn't really give us any details about who Mr. Oz is, but he pulls them back to the regular Earth, or the main Rebirth Earth. And we find out that the Button was actually placed in Bruce's cave by Wally West of the New 52. And that Wally was actually from the future. He was XS's evil twin brother, who was actually not, born evil, but he was kidnapped at birth by Reverse Flash, who then trained him to be evil. And part of Reverse Flash just fucking with Wally's timeline was to eventually replace him with basically a sleeper agent. He's trying to pull the old Judas contract on Barry by basically having him have a sidekick that would eventually turn on him. But because of Dr. Manhattan also fucking with the timeline, Black Wally, as Josh calls him, switches sides to help Barry as he kind of grew to care for him and his new family. So this is a big part. All this is being revealed, but Jay kind of is vouching for the New 52 Wally. He believes he's repented. He forgives him. And I guess the final zinger of the button is Jay Garrick visiting Johnny Thunder, who we saw in Rebirth, and basically asking him to help him find the rest of the JSA. Damn. And then basically, so the big takeaway from all this is that the New 52 is just the New 52 universe. Everything that happened, what I guess before Rebirth, we would have called post-Flashpoint Earth. The New 52, that post-Flashpoint Earth, is just what happens when Reverse Flash, Zoom, and Dr. Manhattan all messed with the timeline at once. Although Dr. Manhattan, among those, is kind of the big dog. He's the puppet master behind the whole thing. So that is way more complex, I think, than a lot of people were expecting from this. I think it's probably going to make more sense when you're reading it explained as part of several stories instead of part of a 4chan post.
But yeah, it's really convoluted.
It is very, very convoluted. My head hurts.
Yeah, it's almost as if
let's address the elephant in the room for this. So throughout the entirety of this spoiler, it refers to Reverse Flash and Zoom, but doesn't actually specify which Reverse Flash or Zoom, if this is the New Earth one or the Prime Earth one. So we don't know if it's Eobard Thawne and Daniel West or Eobard Thawne and Hunter Zolomon.
Exactly. That is the crux of the argument that we had before we started recording that I kind of wish we recorded. Basically, so my feeling is that because Professor Zoom was such a major figure in Flashpoint, and that Professor Zoom was Eobard Thawne, not just Zoom, who is Hunter Zolomon, it's got to be Eobard Thawne, Professor Zoom, when they say Zoom. So who is Reverse Flash? Is it Daniel West, which wouldn't make sense because Daniel West wasn't Reverse Flash before the New 52, or is it also
but
just
time travel was involved in this? That's
true. Is it also just another like me and my son version of Eobard Thawne, like don't talk to me or my son ever again? Is it Daniel West? Is it somebody different entirely? That is something that the 4chan gods have not told us.
Yeah. Because the one thing that throws me off is I can understand them. I can actually understand them killing off Hunter Zolomon with Dr. Manhattan, though I think his fans will be pissed off that they brought him back just to kill him immediately.
Yeah, which is
but
why
I feel like it would get less of an impact than killing off Eobard Thawne.
Yes, I think that's the main. That's another thing that kind of contributes to that theory is that if Dr. Manhattan, I'm just gonna call what he does boinking. If he just boinks Eobard out of existence, that's huge. I mean, because Eobard is without a doubt probably Flash's most well-known nemesis. Outside of maybe Captain Cold. So I think that's, if they're looking for like long-standing impact, I think that's a huge thing that Jeff could do if he wants to do that. But what do you guys think? Nick and Luke, I've been dominating this. Tim has been helping me dominate this. What do you guys think about the button and all the convoluted convalescence?
Yeah, this isn't what I thought the story would be at all. It's almost as if it's really complicated for no reason.
It's almost like it's unnecessarily complex.
It's almost like it retcons everything. Almost like Jeff Johns does that all the time.
Almost as if Flashpoint and everything didn't work with Rebirth, so they had to change things to make it work. Had to force and brute force it.
All crazy talk. We all know DC never does any of these things.
Yeah, especially not Jeff Johns.
No, never.
I mean, I don't know. Again, this could just be a case that it sounds really weird on paper, but it probably spells it out pretty well in the comic itself. Again, I'm also very confused on the whole Reverse Flash thing, but I mean, because again, there's like 4 Reverse Flashes. One has the name right now, but he's not really I don't even think he's been a huge thing for like the past 2 years. And I mean, Hunter Zolomon has just been gone for fucking ever. So,
I mean,
I don't
they've been
know.
bringing up Reverse Flash in like Teen Titans and referring to him as Wally's dad, which might make sense if he's the one who kidnapped him.
That's true. So that could be that. I don't know. Like, again, I kind of agree with you guys that if Eobard died, that would be a huge thing. But I mean, which Eobard? Would it be the new 52 one, the one that where it's in the comics right now with the Black Lightning, or, you know, old Eobard?
Nothing makes sense anymore.
Because, yeah, there's two. So, I mean, which one?
Are you shocked?
Yeah.
And then it's revealed it was the rival the whole time.
Yeah, get rid of that fucking idiot. But, yeah, I don't know. Like, again, this just sounds really weird on paper, and it just sounds kind of convoluted, but I mean, I trust Jeff Johns to make a entertaining story at the very least, because I mean, we did kind of mention it before. Jeff Johns hasn't been known to really be like stick wholeheartedly to official canon, but I mean, damn it, his stuff is entertaining at the very least. So even if
I'm
it's
sure
confusing,
it'll be entertaining. It just might not explain things as well as they want it to.
exactly. So I don't know.
So
We'll
if we
see.
actually get to see who the Reverse Flash and Zoom is, that'll solve at least one problem when the book actually comes out.
Exactly, at least one problem. A bunch of other ones might.
I think just quickly, just giving my thoughts. It sounds interesting. I like the idea that they're introducing the JSA or like teasing that at the end again. The whole thing about New 52 Wally being a sleeper agent is kind of weird, but I guess we'll have to just see how that pans out if it's even true. What else? Dr. Manhattan, the whole New 52 thing, I mean, I guess they're just retconning everything. They're slowly just killing off New 52 as much as they can.
Has he been? My main question with Black Wally being a sleeper agent was he doing all that much in the Flash before Rebirth?
Not really, I don't think so.
And is he doing anything in it now? Because he's like just got his powers.
Yeah, I don't.
He's
no one's
been
really said anything about him.
He has been in the past couple arcs with Barry. Like they're just kind of teaming up. They're like doing everything together. So I guess he's training him or something. I'm not sure.
Maybe it'll tie into that, but yeah, like I'm not really sure where the whole Judas contract thing comes in because I didn't really think they were that close. At least before Rebirth happened.
Yeah, I guess I have to go back and just read all the New 52 Flash stuff because I hadn't really kept up with it, but yeah, no one had really said anything about any big contributions or any big part that Wally had played.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
Yeah, I saw something on 4chan too. It's funny, like the other day, people were talking about the Titans thing, that it is confirmed because of an upcoming solicit where you got to see a cover. Oh, here it is. I think it's Teen Titans 9, sorry. And Wally is he's kind of walking away, and the other Titans are like pointing at him, so maybe it is confirmed. I just put the picture in the chat there.
Get out.
Loser!
Yeah, so maybe, I don't know.
Run away, dweeb.
Dweebenheimer.
Dweebenheimer.
It sounds interesting. I hope actually, I don't know if I hope it's true, but maybe it's better in the page, but yeah.
And he's been fine so far in Teen Titans.
Okay, so I guess we talked about comics for damn near 15 minutes, so let's move on to...
There was a lot to dissect.
Yeah, there was a
people
huge
skip
chunk
that.
of text.
No one
I think.
reads.
Yeah, we had to explain what it was.
So moving on, though, in DC EU news and other movie stuff, we got our trailer for Justice League finally, the one that people have been asking for months. It's been rumored off and on that when it was dropping, and we finally got it 1 year after the release of BVS. So I guess we can just go around and give our thoughts on the trailer really quick. CJ, what did you think of it? Because you did the reaction too.
So here's the thing, is I know I'm going to differ from the rest of you guys. I'm just warning you guys already. This is another Super Friends that are fitting the same damn template. But I actually really liked the trailer. And I read the comments of the reaction, which is always a mistake. But I read the comments, and outside of the ones that were calling me, gay and, saying that reaction videos are stupid, a lot of people took took offense to the fact that I said in the reaction, I thought it was really one of the best trailers that I had seen in a while, and I think I stand by that remark. I think it did what it was supposed to do. It got me way more excited for that movie than I was previously. Now, you guys, if you've been watching the show for a while, know I was kind of on the fence, going between cautiously optimistic and maybe like, this is maybe gonna suck. I'm now like off the fence. I'm excited for the movie. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm ready to have my hopes and dreams crushed if that's what comes, but it was a good trailer. Whoever DC hires for trailers is a genius. Like, they're literal editing gods. But it achieved its objective to me. It made me hype for what I thought I would never be hyped for. So I really, really liked it. It didn't give anything away in terms of story. I liked that they didn't show Superman and Steppenwolf. I really loved some of the mix of humor in there, like especially the I'm rich, and then Aquaman's dressed like a bat. I dig it. Like, I liked that too. Like, I laughed. Those got hearty belly laughs from me, and they actually did. They got kind of raspy chuckles, but if anybody watched my reaction, they know that that's the kind of laugh. But
go watch his reaction.
Don't do it. But
yeah, Tim, what did you think of this trailer here?
I thought it was fine. It did have some good moments to it. Some of the jokes didn't exactly land with me, but that's always going to be subjective. The one thing that really distracted me in it, though, is that hopefully this gets fixed by the time it actually comes out, but the CG does not seem like it's there for this movie so far. Cyborg looks really awkward. That scene at the end with Aquaman on the Batmobile just flat out looks like they drove into a video game. Like, nothing in that shot looks real. And then I'm also thrown off by, like, Barry running through the blue lightning with it. But I hope they tweak the effects to make them look more solid, because it just kind of looks out of place with all the CG that's there.
I will agree with that. I think the big thing for me is, to me, of those scenes, like, Flash looked a little off. Aquaman, looked a little off. Like, the biggest thing they've got to fix.
It all looked off.
Yeah, the biggest thing. But the biggest thing they've got to
real.
fix is Cyborg. I think it's just, I love the design for it. It's just, I feel like not doing some of that in practical effects might have been a mistake. But I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, they have 7 months, so, or, well, no, like 6-ish, because the movie usually has to be done about a month before release, so.
Well, I mean, that's exactly what that's why, I mean, DC has this thing where, like, a lot of, like, Marvel movies, they usually will be done with under 6 months, like 6 months or less in post-production. DC usually has a ton of time. Like, I've said, like, this is a well-tracked, like, phenomenon. I've talked about it in the HNNs. It's like 16 months, as I like to call it, from farm to table. From the beginning of production to the movie hitting the theater. It's like you usually have a little under a year and a half. And, and they don't do, like, super long shoots. They usually have, like, at least 8 months, at most, maybe a year in post-production. And so that's a ton of time to get this shit right. Mm-hmm. So hopefully they've been working on this for a while. They've still got like 7 months, like Nick said, to fix it up. But I like to think that's what their scheduling is for,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Luke, what did you think of this trailer, though? Justice League.
I thought it was fine. I don't
say
know.
that.
Like, I'm not.
Stop saying fine.
I have to say it's great, but I don't know. Like, again, it was just more because I've been pessimistic about the movie for a while, and I guess that's never really a good approach to movies, but just with what I've been given before, I can't really help just not really being that excited for it. So I don't know if that affected the trailer, seeing it and everything, but I mean, it's not. It looks fine enough. I kind of agree with everyone else here that effects look kind of weird. Like, Cyborg just looks like a floating half face amidst a bunch of video game graphics, and then
Megatron stole half of a guy's face and shoved it
yeah,
on himself.
like CJ, I know that you liked his design, but I cannot get behind Cyborg's design. I really don't like it. And
I think a lot of that has to do with the CG. I think if it was more practical, I think it would look better. But
I feel like it's overly like. This is weird to say because I never really like saying this. It's edgy, like it literally has edges all over.
It has a lot of edges, yeah.
It literally has edges all over it, and it just I don't know because it's like a lot of Rubik's cubes kind of like morphed into each other, and like I don't know. It's just a weird look, and I guess it's more I wouldn't go with it personally, but I mean I can't really hold it against the movie for having a different direction. I just don't like the look. But.
I mean I can see that. I think It's going to be really tough. I did like in this trailer from Cyborg that we got to see a little bit of potentially some of the humor, because I think that's what a lot of people expect from the character.
Well, I mean,
it's like Justice League War Sadness version.
Basically,
yeah,
which I don't like.
Well, I'm about to say, here's the thing though, like Cyborg didn't really have humor. He just said you should probably move. That's not a joke.
The way it was set up seemed more like humorous. Like it's like if I honestly think that's the kind of joke I would make. It's like, hey, I just blocked this fucking car from falling on you. It's like you might want to move, guys.
Well, I mean, like if he had said it like that, sure, but he goes like, you should probably move. Like, it's a
pretty good impression.
Pretty sure it's a terrible. But again, the trailer itself, like effects are weird. Yeah, I don't know. The jokes are kind of there for me. Nothing really made me laugh a whole lot. I guess the only thing is Aquaman saying, just like a bat, I dig it. But I don't know.
The Aquaman.
Yeah, the Aquaman. And I do have to agree with Tim because it's not just Aquaman being on the Batmobile and flying that's the thing with me. It's just that it looks like a real car. But everything else is like from fucking Lord of the Rings, like Shadow of Mordor. They CG'd
like the entire area around them.
Yeah, like it's a really weird choice to do, but I don't know. Maybe they'll touch up on it later, like they said.
Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
They did, they really did. But like again, there were a few shots I thought were cool, and the parademons behind Dr. Stone.
A few shots cool. in the whole trailer.
Aquaman.
There was this 1 second at the end that was cool.
Aquaman piercing the parademons was neat, but I don't know. I thought it was fine. Like I'm not jumping up and down like a lot of people.
Yeah, exactly. Like when I saw the trailer, like first I literally woke up, didn't even put my glasses on to watch the trailer. That was probably a bad idea, so I couldn't see shit. But the second time I actually watched it, it's I mean, for the fans, it's a well cut together trailer. It does everything to get them hyped up. But for someone like me who's been let down by pretty much all their movies, it didn't do anything to sway me to the other side to get actually excited for the movie. I did like a couple aspects of it. I like seeing Mira. That was cool.
I forgot to mention that Mira did look good in the trailer.
Yeah, you could see like I like the shot where they kind of showed it was like the Amazons, like I think it was a flashback scene, like a huge war between Amazons and something else. I think that'll be like the prologue where they show the mother boxes or something. What else? I liked Aquaman. He was cool, I guess. I love the Gordon thing at the end too. That was really cool. But yeah, just overall, maybe I just need to see more from the movie to get like really hyped up. But as it stands, I'm not any more than I was before. So yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
I'm still not digging Aquaman's costume. There's way too much green on the top portion of it for my liking.
I feel like he should have stayed shirtless.
Yeah, the shirtless thing probably would have worked better than doing the full bodysuit. It looks weird on him.
Yeah, like
he's too puffy.
Because like that first image we saw of him, he was like shirtless, and in BVS he didn't have a shirt, and then
I think the first image was from BVS.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just like the stuff that I'd seen beforehand, it was like it was a different design, but it was like, yeah, I can see it as Aquaman, because he's looked like it's kind of like that before. The one in the movie, I don't know, because it's weird because he kind of blends in with the background with like his really dark armor kind of blending in with like these dark skies behind him.
He's too
like,
dark and gritty.
Like I can barely tell he's there on that rooftop scene. It's like he walks up and he just looks like.
Also,
the sky,
did you guys notice how in the rooftop scene he did the CIA pose where he had both his hands on?
Yes, he did. He did
CIA Aqua Hunter.
He did. Any other thoughts on the trailer before we move on to our next topic here, though? I want to get the hell
just
out of
going
here.
back to the cyborg thing, I'm kind of with Luke on just the general design for it. Like, for me personally, I wish that it was either bulkier than it is or had less mechanical stuff than they have. It's this weird middle ground where it's this sleek, all-metal design that makes you really curious if there's anything human inside of it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe some of my things would have been allayed if, like, it was somewhat practical, like the bat suit from BVS, but like it's just completely CGI, and then you have this real guy's face kind of like floating in this video game mesh.
Yeah.
It's weird.
His face is floating? What?
Kind
Yeah,
of.
like
If you go back and watch the trailer again, like, his face does not move in the same time as the rest of his body.
Oh god. Oh my. Any other thoughts though before we get the hell out of here and move on?
yeah, let's move
So
on.
do we have any more movie news, Nick?
The only other movie news that we got is actually in the animated realm. It's the first image from Batman and Harley Quinn, which is Bruce Timm's upcoming movie. And you know, the cool thing is that a lot of people are now saying that this will be the movie that'll premiere at SDCC. It'll be the summer release one, so that's
That
pretty
makes
awesome.
sense.
That'd be cool.
That would make sense. I mean, I really am loving everything I see from this movie, which is just this one picture so far.
I love this one image. I love
It
all
is
one
a
of them.
great still image
I mean, it's got Nightwing in it, so that like bumps it way up for me. But
with his
like,
night bangs.
no, I think he's got much more than the night bangs, Tim. I think he's got the night mullet.
I
and
think
we
the
will
night
find out
mullet
in the
got
movie.
replaced by the night bangs.
We'll see what happens. But I think that's the only explanation for the way the bangs are, where they're so like short at the top of his head. I think it's gonna end up being more like the Teen Titans like Go hairstyle.
Oh.
I think it's going to be the exact same hairstyle he had in Under the Red Hood.
We'll see what happens. But
Yeah, you know,
God,
the first
this
thing I
ever
thought of when I
fucking
saw
bullet.
this image was Driving Mrs. Daisy.
that's actually not bad. If it wasn't for Nightwing, I would be like 100% like with that. But
Yeah, like it's a cool image. It's basically just the models from the Batman, the new Batman adventures, and it's just looking at it. The one thing that I hope that they would do, I really would like Arlene Sorkin to come back, because I really can't see Tara's voice coming from this model of Harley. I know that may sound weird to a lot of people, but it's just this model is so synonymous with Arlene's original performance. It would just seem weird with some new voice coming from it, I think.
Let's move on to our TV time segment.
Will would be
We're
proud.
never getting what we're looking for.
So the first topic that we have, well, both of these topics are pretty funny. The first one is Katie Cassidy is actually returning again as a series regular for season 6 of Arrow, but she's going to be coming back as Black Siren this time. So, you know,
Oh, it is Black Siren?
yeah, it's Black Siren. She's coming back.
So
Good
not Black
God.
Canary, Black Siren.
Yeah, the evil one.
Yay!
I hope
that
the
was way
evil-
better.
I hope they do a redemption thing with her though, because that's what I wanted to see in the recent arc when she came back. I was hoping they would do that. They ended up introducing a whole new Black Canary for some reason. So
The new Black Canary is like what's her face? That person who joined the Birds of Prey at the beginning of the New 52,
yeah,
but
Dinah
as a child.
Drake or something, or I don't know, something.
I don't remember her name.
Yeah. What do
She
you?
vanished off the
What's her
face of the
name?
earth after that first series.
Yeah, what do you
ended.
guys think of Black Siren coming back as a series regular for Arrow?
I'm not like 100% up to date with Arrow.
Nobody is.
God
No.
damn it.
It just kind of feels like if this was the route they were gonna go, why even have her come back as Black Siren first in the first place? It kind of feels like this is undercut. It's like, you're back again. Like, at one point do we start considering her a zombie?
The Beckoning.
Yeah,
Beckoning.
She's gonna be a series regular. She's gonna be like Dennis Leary in Amazing Spider-Man 2 and just look slightly disappointed at everyone in the background of scene.
That's what we can only hope. That's what we can dream.
exactly.
Yeah, I don't care about Arrow. I hate this show. Anyone else?
Well,
She was
if
cool.
she's coming
and-
back as Black Siren, I'm looking forward to that because I thought she did way better as that than she did as Laurel.
Yeah, she was cool in Flash season 2, but that was the last thing I'd ever saw of any CW show. So,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
That was the last thing? Jeez, season 2 was a while ago. No.
Yeah.
We're moving on. Final segment. So before we do get to that,
we
gotta
do
plug
we have
it.
anything we need to plug again, CJ?
I think we should also mention that this episode is brought to you again by Loot Crate. Loot Crate, that awesome subscription service that sends you this box of geeky, nerdy goodies every single month, with each item relating to a unique monthly theme. And this month's theme is Investigate. You can get some super cool goodies from stuff like Batman, Jessica Jones, Stranger Things, and much, much more, including a unique t-shirt you won't get anywhere else. And you can actually get that box even cheaper just by using our exclusive link, www.lootcrate.com/hybridnetwork, and the promo code BRIDGE10. Once again, www.lootcrate.com/hybridnetwork and BRIDGE10, the promo code. Save 10% off any subscription. It's good stuff, guys.
Yes.
It's good stuff.
Yes. With that said, let's go on to our viewer questions, though. So, first question's from Jacob Benton. He says, are there any Green Lantern storylines you'd like to see adapted for the upcoming Green Lantern Corps film? Luke, what do you think about this? You're a big Green Lantern guy.
I mean, there's a few things they could do. Like, there was one, I think, in War of the Green Lanterns from, like, 2011. They could probably do that because, it was Kyle and... can't remember if it was Hal or someone else, but they had to fight against the Green Lantern Corps. They were taken over by one of the Guardians. Was it Ganthet? Might have been Ganthet. Can't remember. One of them's an asshole. But anyway,
That dude.
they could do that. Probably they're going to do something probably do with Red Lanterns, because if they want to do a franchise with it, they're probably going to want to set up the other emotional spectrum so they can do the War of Light. So I don't know. I feel like they're probably going to do a lot of New 52 or kind of Green Lantern Rebirth stuff.
All right, Tim, what do you think about this one?
Honestly, for the first movie, I'd probably have them do something original that helps sets up stuff for the other Lantern Corps. Maybe something similar to First Flight, but with obvious changes and advancements, maybe throwing in the Red Lantern Corps.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're going to try introducing the red and yellow and other lanterns. They definitely want to milk out all those colors. Black is
The
nice.
Indigo Tribe, everyone's favorite.
I'd at least like an Easter egg. I mean, somebody talking about the emotional spectrum, but, I mean, personally, I'm just hoping for... And Jeff Johns now being sort of in charge, kind of, I think, is a good sign that this might happen. But anything kind of Jeff Johns, revamp of the character with Green Lantern Rebirth, I think I'd just love to see. And unfortunately, his story went so much into the shitty Green Lantern movie, so that might be DC, staying away from it. But we'll see what happens.
You know what? They can do something with, Green Lantern Corps Recharge when they, brought that back. Because I think that was they were basically going around recruiting people because a bunch of Green Lanterns were coming in. That might be cool. They had Kyle and John, 2 new recruits, and they're kind of just going out doing missions and meeting new fellow Green Lanterns to come into the Corps.
Mm-hmm.
Like an MMO.
Yes, breaking ground.
You know what story
First
I'd like
MMO
to see
movie.
is that one I came up with. That
I mean, it was a cool story, yeah.
It was so long ago, that completely alternate take on the Green Lantern
A real long time ago.
mythology and everything. It just would have been a completely different kind of movie and a completely different kind of take on Green Lantern.
The characters, yeah.
So, yeah, it's
I love it.
depressing. But that is going to end this episode, Super Friends episode 75. Thank you guys again for tuning in. And if you want to get your questions answered next week, just drop them down below with the hashtag #AskSuperFriends. And if you want to follow us on social media, you can find me on Twitter at who's_Nick and on the Hybrid Network channel. CJ, where can people find you?
Find me on Twitter at CJ Pascal, PASCHALL, and of course on the Hybrid Network channel. I'm also pretty active on the Hybrid Network Twitter account. So,
Okay. Luke, where can people find you with your newly minted account?
Yes, I am at Hybrid Lurk on Twitter, so you guys can follow me there. Also, I'm on the Hybrid Network. I'm doing the DC Extended Universe videos every Saturday, if you guys ever want to check those out.
Okay. Tim, any social medias?
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter as well, at Aussie Dragoon, AussieDragoon. And I also do the MCU video every other week, and a variety of different videos that shift off each month.
Okay.
Nice. Oh. Tim gets canned.
Damn.
All the time.
Okay, so with that said, we will catch you
All right.
guys next time.
Later.
See ya.
Later.